Welcome back to episode 41 of my PCT journey. If you're new here, thanks for tuning in. And if you're not new, welcome back. It is 6 a.m. My gosh, words are hard. It is 6 a.m. on day 125. Rainbow once made a comment that it's hard to think after you've been out here for so long. Like, critical thinking or even short-term memory is kind of hard. And I think he's right. There's people camped over there. Try to be quiet. Anyway, day 125 on the PCT. I think the high is only supposed to be like 75 today, which is nice. Today, before I hiked out, I did the utmost to prepare my feet, particularly my left foot, for the day. I have been carrying a tiny little, 3 milliliter bottle of Deep Blue by doTERRA essential oils. It's specifically for, it kind of acts like menthol, but it's for aches and pains, to relieve pain. So I put some of that on the bottom of both feet, on the balls of my feet, and also a little bit on the top of my left foot. Yesterday, when it seemed the ibuprofen wasn't working, I took half of a naproxen, something else I've been carrying this entire trail and never had a need for. Not sure if it did much good. So this morning I took a whole naproxen. So we'll see if that helps. But if I want to try to average 30s or even just hike at all, I got to manage this pain until bend. At which point I will see Blaze Physio with any luck. So yeah, day 125. This is the longest consecutive amount of time that I've been hiking on a long trail. It's kind of an odd feeling. This trail is very cruisy this morning. I hope it stays this way. I spent the majority of the morning just cruising along, which was a nice change of pace from before. Even though I was in incredible pain, I managed to hike 9 miles before I reached the water cache at 9 a.m. Not too shabby. There he is. Dang. Oh yeah. Whew. Took about a 10-minute break at the water cache. Thank you so much to whoever left all that water there for us. I think it's devilfish. Anyway, thank you. Enjoyed a snack, water, had one little bar of 5G, which I'm really thankful for because Rainbow messaged me to deliver a message from Slango, who's ahead of me, who talked to a ranger who said, we are going to get rain dumped on us tomorrow between 2 and 4 o'clock. Oh, that's a log. So that's good to know. I did learn that after taking a painkiller like naproxen, you have to wait at least 8 to 12 hours before you can take any ibuprofen. But the naproxen isn't really working that well. So we'll see. It's all right. It's just pain. That is Mount Thielsen. There was a side trail to go up, but yeah. On this trip, I have neither the time nor the inclination, unfortunately. Maybe when I come back and section hike Oregon. This is gonna be fun. Okay, so I think I need both hands for this. What a very rude tree to fall right where we need to walk and be so long that you can't go around it. These trees are throwing off my groove. Okay. Lunch today is some healthy organic trail mix, some healthy organic salmon jerky, and some not healthy, not organic tortilla chips. So somehow I ended up with a huge blister on the underside of this toe. That has never happened. Okay, the needle I usually use to do this is deep in my packs, so I use my hand sanitizer to sterilize this safety pin, which I keep on my hat, and I'm going to deal with this blister right now. Ooh. Get out of there, fluid. I don't want you here. Now, we're gonna keep letting that drain while I take my break, and then it should be fine. Ow. So the thing that sucks about having to change your socks midday is that it's really hard to switch socks and keep all your careful foot taping in place. But the truth is, I should have changed into my toe socks the second I felt that pain under my toe. Because though I drained the blister, it hurts. I don't know that I could have hiked on it for the rest of the day as it was. So I'm sure whatever pain I'm experiencing now is less than it would have been. I'm just perplexed. Like, I've never gotten a blister there in my life. I felt nothing yesterday. Not even anything this morning. Like, there was nothing, and then just all of a sudden, I don't know. Ran into Gritty. I met her in Kennedy Meadows South, which was ages ago. Ages, like a lifetime. That's it. Oh, tape. Yeah, so. Gosh, I'm having the hardest time keeping my thoughts straight. Yeah, so tape. I had to take off, it all came off with my socks. Like, either when I took the socks off or when I tried to put new socks on, it rolled at the edges or just started coming undone. Yeah, so I did Band-Aid and put one piece of tape back on the sore on the back of my left heel. It's really not bad at all. So now that I have the new shoes, it's fine. Now it's this blister under my toe. It's always something. I cannot believe I have a damn blister. I'm almost 1,900 miles in. Ridiculous. It's humbling is what it is. That's all there is to it. Maybe God knew I need a little humility in my life, apparently. All right, just collected water from Thiessen Spring. 2 liters, because that's all I can carry. And it is 16 miles to the next spring, unless you want to stop at a lake, which is in like 9, almost 10 miles, and it's 7/10 off trail. We're just gonna see how it goes because there's patches of snow everywhere up here. I can collect snow if I have to. I'd rather not go to that lake. Another 16 miles will give me a 32-mile day. However, I also have this blister under my toe that keeps reforming. I think I must have like a tiny, tiny sliver or something. I tried to get it out, and it just made the pain so much more acute. So I decided to leave it for now. I really can't do much until I'm at camp in my tent, do whatever I have to do, and then let it dry out overnight. If there's a sliver I can't remove, I'm probably gonna have to just rip the whole blister off, which is not ideal. But if it's clean and sterilized and I can get it off, then it'll dry overnight and that'll solve my problem. Ironically enough, I haven't had a whole lot of that muscle pain in that foot. So, I don't know. In about an hour, I can take another naproxen. So, if that's what's helping, then sure, 100%. But now is a slow and steady climb up to the highest point along the PCT in the state of Oregon. So that's where we're heading now. And I believe also, these are everywhere. Anyway, it's audiobook time. Huh. Oregon and Washington? I guess. I just had a wonderful encounter with 2 gentlemen who are out here doing trail maintenance. Bill and Ken. They're out here camping and just clearing the big gnarly blowdowns that we can't climb over. They were camped right at the junction to the lake that is 7/10 of a mile off trail that I didn't want to go to because I've already done like 26 miles today. But anyway, we got to chatting and I was standing there considering my options. I asked them if they were going to be, if they wouldn't mind just kind of keeping half an eye on my pack so I could do this 7/10 down to the lake and back. So more like almost a mile and a half. And they said, well, no, don't waste all that time. We got plenty of water. They said, as long as you got a filter, we've got some water you can have. And I said, no, you don't have to do that. And they insisted, and they let me fill my bottles. And so now I'm hiking on. They told me the spring that I'm hiking to is actually really just full of mosquitoes. And I shouldn't do that. And then we just stood there chatting for a while. But now I have enough water to camp, I think. I haven't actually looked at where the next water source is beyond that spring that I'm probably not going to go to. But I have water. So if I find a flat spot to camp, I'm just gonna dry camp. But yeah, what a blessing.
There were no tent sites after the Miller Lake Junction, so I ended up hiking all the way to the junction for the next water source, Six Horse Spring. It was indeed very buggy when I got there, but I'd done 31 miles, and the sun was already down, so I set up my tent and called it a day.
In the morning or in the evening, leave a comment or like. It's Trooper Takes a Hike.